Speak your soul. Speak your soul. Just let it go. Let it go. Speak your soul. Speak your soul. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow.
Welcome, everyone, to Speak Your Soul Sessions number 5. This is Slept on Shay, and today's podcast is going to ruffle some feathers. But as you may understand now, if you've watched or listened to a few of these podcasts, this channel aims to be very, very fair. We don't attack people, but as I've said, it's all about accountability, right? Looking at things from different perspectives, because everyone deserves to have their feelings validated, right? Within reason. So, I know this title is probably jarring. Accountability in absentee fathers. Now, you're probably looking at the title and like, oh goodness, she is about to bash men who leave the home. Well, we're going to talk about both sides from a woman's perspective and a man's perspective. We're about to really unravel this thing. And the reason that I decided to discuss this topic today is that my mother and I always have like deep conversations. My mother, my dad, and I, the conversations are always so interesting. So let's jump into it. For a man to procreate, for him to bring a child into this world, and just abandon that child is terrible, especially in the Black community. Actually, all communities, let's be real. We've seen it 100 times over, where a man leaves his family and the family just falls apart. The child is like, where's daddy? What happened? We see how that works out emotionally, and economically. We just see the struggle, and we've seen it time and time again where there are single mother households, and many women, still end up having wonderful children who turn out fine without their fathers. But notice, we always say single mother households. Why do we never say absentee father households? So if you maybe combine those things, you would be a little more fair. Yes, it's a household with just one mother and also the daddy left. But let's talk about this from the woman perspective, okay? This is the accountability part that I know some women aren't going to like, but I've already quote unquote bashed the men. So let's talk women. It is critical to vet your partners. It is critical to take your time. Now, I know that there are cases where, women get married, have children, and, sometimes things just don't work out. A divorce happens, and sometimes the father no longer holds up his fatherly duties. Yep. But at the same time, if we pay attention and have red flags on our radar, sometimes you can see the signs that a man is just not dependable or reliable. We vet jobs, making sure that they have a 401k, high pay, that will be able to take enough time off, a good work-life balance, other benefits besides 401k, just good healthcare or benefits package overall, right? We vet the mess out of jobs, as we should. When we're going on trips and vacations, We're looking at the best restaurants. We're trying to figure out how not to stay at a terrible hotel, or when we buy new outfits and we buy them online, we're like, let me vet this website, making sure they're not gonna sell me any ugly things, any things that, or clothing that doesn't look like the picture, etc. We vet a lot of things in our life, right? Sometimes, we vet our friends. But when it comes to these men, sometimes we do not vet enough. There's no thing as asking an inappropriate question when you are trying to figure out if this man will be a good father and he will be the love of your life. Okay. There are ways to ask questions without being accusatory or breaking a man's spirit down, right? But, the first couple of dates, or when you're thinking about moving in, or when you're thinking about getting serious and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I hope this person marries me. You have to ask the tough questions. If for whatever reason we didn't work out, would you remain an active father in your child's life? And sometimes we don't even have to ask these questions. We see it. And even if we're not asking certain questions, we feel it in our spirit. Our women's intuition is serious. It's real. Listen to it. Your heart just drops when you feel disappointed. Your eyebrows raise when someone tells you something that doesn't sound right. We know. Now, just because you vet a person doesn't mean they can't lie about who they are in the future. However, as soon as we figure out something is not good for our mental or emotional health, just leave. Just get out of it. And sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when you thought a person was going to be everything you ever wanted and they end up not being that way. But the point is that, and I'll leave you with this. Number one, dear fathers, please raise your children. They need you. Even if it doesn't work out with the mother of the child, your child needs you. Okay? Number two, dear women, you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are worthy of being loved and having a love that just feels so good for you. That's great for your spirit, a love that you can just completely marvel in. So, with that being said, to get that type of love that you deserve, please vet. Do not ignore the red flags. Do not have children with a man who is going to abandon you. We have to get better at this. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this probably controversial topic. So remember to like and subscribe on Instagram and Facebook. And please share this podcast if you found the information to be good. Or maybe you hated it and you want people to come on this channel and attack me. Just kidding. But thank you so much for listening. And I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world right now.